Hey hosers, James Griffin here, and I am bringing you a replay in my Ishizushi, captained by Haruna. Haru. Always gotta love Haruna. This is actually a really good game. Obviously I broke 100k, and we're doing the whole thing on ReplayWoWS.com. Just because I uploaded it there. It's easier. I'll put the link in the description. So I'm actually just trying to not ram this Tenryu that hasn't bothered to start moving yet. And sorry about that little bit of audio. I seem to have rammed my desk. So I am going to just keep my guns pointed at A, which is where I want to go. But I figure taking myself out of the fight by being all the way up in like A line is pointless. So I always turn inward. And there is a Kuma. And I'm not expecting to hit him, but it's a Kuma, so I'll probably like graze him and get his citadel. Nope. Oh well. He's further away than my guns could shoot when I first got the ship, I think. Or at least he was when I shot at him. And we are on the weak side. But we have some people who are moving up. It's been a while since I played this game. But yeah, I do remember that if I didn't have such a good game, we would have lost badly. But it does take me a little while to get going, as well. More overpens, even though I'm only shooting 12-inch guns. So the Ishizushi, terrible AA, terrible secondaries. But other than that, she's very much like the Amagi. She has the same gun layout, just with considerably smaller guns. I feel she plays very similar to the Amagi, though. So I kind of just treat her as a tier 4 Amagi. And there's a good torpedo drop. I'm gonna get some. Am I going to get some secondary hits eventually? I'm more worried about getting torpedoed than anything else. And the Kwachi's shooting. There we go. Our first kill of the day. And it's all in Cyrillic. Yeah, I'm more worried about the torpedoes than that Kawachi shooting HE at me. Why people shoot HE in battleships, I've got no idea. But I'll make him So we're at 3 languages so far. Japanese, English, and Cyrillic. The secondary battery hit as I close on this Nassau. And no, I'm not going to ram him. I'm going to turn into him. And then I'm going to turn away so that my stern is relatively well angled. So it will provide at least some protection. All my gun turrets are on the aft. And we will let him have it. The dispersion on these guns is pretty bad. I think that which is about torpedo or Kawachi. Nope. He missed. Okay. But I think he is in my torpedo range. Yes, Haruna, we don't have a Klein field. But I have lots of repairs and a lot of the damage done to me was high explosive. And there's Kuma, a little... Just, I over-penetrated his citadel, I think. Just a little ahead of where I needed to shoot. But he's shooting AP at me for some reason. I'm not sure why. Fire. And oh, that looks good. Only one citadel. Now I've got a St. Louis, a Kuma, and a Wix to deal with. Fortunately, the Kuma is stuck shooting AP for some reason. So we will, and he's broadside to me, so it was inevitable. And I want to fire some AP at that Wix. I believe I'm out of his torpedo range, but I'm not sure. I know the Clemson has 5.5 kilometer torpedoes. I don't know about the Wix off the top of my head. It might be like 4 or 5. But that St. Louis has got the right idea. He's extremely long range. He's shooting his 6-inch HE at me. Nope, I was out of range. And there goes the St. Louis, the American Tier 3 battleship. Or at least it might as well be. Alright. Now here comes the game of cat and mouse with this Wix. The question is, who's the cat and who's the mouse? More like a game of cat and mouse and mouse. No, he's running. And the Wix is down. So I pretty much held the northern area all by myself until some help eventually came. And we're at 79,999 damage, which is reasonably good for an Ishizushi. But we're not done yet. They have 3 battleships and a carrier left, and we have 2 battleships and 3 cruisers and a carrier. And one of our battleships is not looking to be in all that great condition. Excuse me. I know that I'm not in all that great condition, and both the Dane and the Karlsruhe are in citadel range for me, and my guns don't do a terribly huge amount of damage for a battleship, well, battlecruiser. But the good speed and maneuverability of the Kawachi kept me from danger. A little bit of graphics errors there. If I'm precision steering, I always like to zoom into that view. Just so that I can basically get absolute precision. We have a Wyoming that can delete me in about 2 seconds. And we lost our other battleship. And a Kaiser that's... The Wyoming and the Kaiser are in rough shape. So there's that at least. And what is the other battleship? Over there. We at least seem to still have some fighters. Both carriers are Langleys. Oh, is it a British ship? That boxy superstructure makes it look British. And that Kaiser, I think, is on 2 kills. Mind you, I have double that many. AP. There we go, shots out. And an overpen and a shatter. But he's shooting at the Tenryu, desperately shooting at the Tenryu, because it's a Tenryu. It's Japanese. It's, where are the torpedoes? There they are. And we'll give them a parting shot, because I think those torpedoes are going to get them. I love the Tenryu. I'm actually better in it than the St. Louis. Well, I'm a cruiser player, not a battleship player. No, we don't have a shot. Well, maybe the after turrets. We're at 86. Oh, 87,000 damage. 87,500. Oh, we have Captain Jim and Captain James Griffin. Oh, and there's an airdrop torpedo set. Let's see if we can get some damage in on them. One pen for 90,000 damage. And there goes the Tenryu. Well, that much is obvious. But here's my shots. And that is a Kraken. If I can unlock a 92,000 damage. I can't open the goddamn bottle. Kraken. Ah. That stuff is potent. And look at that! There's 105,000 damage. Welcome to the 100,000 damage club, Ishizushi. And there is a terrible shot. And that, as they say, is that a win. So, let's see how we did. We had 54 shell hits, 405,000 damage. I thought I did a little bit more, but either way, 105,000 damage, 5 kills for a Kraken Unleashed. I also got a Confederate, 2 fires, all through my secondaries. I think. No, I might have hit with some HE otherwise. I don't even know if my secondaries shoot HE. 6 citadels, 29 secondary battery hits, and 519,000 credits earned. 500,000 credits is pretty damn good for tier 4. Almost 4,000 XP, kind of useless. 200 free XP. I am working my way towards the Nelson, which should be the Roddenberry. I got some random. This might be why I got a bunch of credits, actually. But 1,439 base XP. The Dene actually got 4 kills and was close. The Langley shot down a metric fuck ton of enemy aircraft. Which is more useful than the 1 kill that the enemy Langley got, as far as I'm concerned, because it stopped him from getting more. 5 kills, a bunch of medals. Yeah, only that Kaiser, and the other one was, in fact, a Bellerophon. So I was right, it was a British ship. It died before I could shoot at it. Probably the carrier got it or something. So 23,000 damage to the Kuma. Even, I think that's its max hit points, I could be wrong. 17 to the Karlsruhe. Only 6 to the Kawachi, the St. Louis, and the Wyoming. But I was pretty much fighting these 3 and a, well, not these 3, I was pretty much fighting all of these guys plus a Wix and the Nassau alone. In the end of what we're doing up north. Still, HE, I fired 2 salvos. 2 salvos? 2.5 salvos, roughly. 186 AP. My secondary battery did damage. Okay, it does have high explosives, so that's probably where a lot of my fire, at least one of my fires probably came from that. It did like 200 damage and 1,500 damage, so it's and the fires were both extinguished immediately and did no damage. Well, now if I was in Wyoming, I would not have been able to get back, get down south nearly as quickly as, or even like a faster one, like the Bellerophon or a, um, I guess a Kaiser would be the, would be the German one. Yes, the Kaiser, not the Koenig. I get the two mixed up. And then finally, we have, yeah, I walked out of that with 500,000 credits, 200 base XP, and some 4,000 experience for Haruna. So, there you go. I will post the, yeah, these are broken or I would use them. I will post the replay in the, a lot of this is, no, in the description. Thanks for watching and have a good one, eh?